Denise, what kind of Southern Pines are our Newry folk going to see when they go to you next week?
Well, one of the things that they're going to do, because we are going to do a performance in our community theater, the music students are going to be doing workshops during the day, and then we're going to have various group dinners and activities in the evening, but we are taking them to the Aberdeen Fear Factory, which is like a haunted house that they do here for Halloween, and they're playing. We're going to take them to our capital city, which is Raleigh, and they're going to perform at a restaurant in Raleigh, and we're taking them to a big mall, and we're taking them to a concert.
What?
And, those are the things that we got planned.
Why is it that I just want to go there now? It's wonderful.
It is a beautiful little town, Rowan, and someday I hope you make it here. The thing that's interesting about Southern Pines is, you know how you have the canal that runs down the middle of Newry?
Yes.
Well, we've got a train that runs down the middle of our town, but so there are some similarities. I think our town is a lot smaller.
Yeah.
And more rural, and we have, over 50 golf courses.
My goodness.
And probably 100 horse farms. See, it's all horses and courses and...
Horses and courses. There are horses for courses. And I get this sense, I just feel it intuitively. It's a place where you breathe in great beauty.
It's a beautiful place. I mean, and bicyclists love it because it's kind of a flat, it's not the mountains, but the mountains aren't far from us, and the beach isn't far from us. We're right in the middle of the state.
It's morning time with you now. What can you see out your window?
Well, I am watching the sun reflect. I live on a little lake out in Whispering Pines is where I live. I'm just watching the sun creep up, and the school buses pick up the kids, and I'm watching the birds, and I'm drinking my coffee because now I'm retired after 37 years. So I just have leisure mornings these days.
That sounds an awfully good recipe for a very long retirement.
It gives me more time to spend on sister cities. And really, that's the whole point of the youth music exchange, because I felt like I was telling Michael Carr, in order for sister cities to thrive and stay, we have to get young people involved. And when we brought our kids over and they met your kids, and they all played such beautiful music and had a great show, and we're just looking forward to reciprocating all the wonderful, generous hosting that the town of Newry did for us. So it's really a great thing, and I hope there'll be many more to come.
I get that sense about the exchange, that it's well and truly founded, and that it's not going to disappear, and that something very, very special, at the heart of that specialness, it's the kind of affection that has grown between your people and our people.
I know. I think that the people of Newry would be surprised to know that almost 180 people have crossed the Atlantic between our two communities since 2007, I think. And but the thing about the kids, it's my feeling that if young people can have an international experience at an early age, they're more open-minded. I think that they're better community servants because they understand differences and they respect them more. And I think that, we all want good things for our kids. We want them to have opportunities. And what we're doing is we're giving students that might have never had an opportunity to not only travel to another country, but to learn about that country's music and that country's culture. I mean, I think it's a win-win-win.
How, from an American perspective, did this all grow? We've heard the story of Newry and how Newry went there. But from an American point of view, what was the genesis of this idea?
Well, Rowan, it just came out of my little head.
Forgive my joy. That was great.
It was just, I'm not a musician. I mean, they pay me not to sing in church. but I did recognize the idea of music and Irish music and North Carolina mountain music. There's so many similarities, and I think that, like art, music, there's a common ground. Like, where musicians can just come into a jam session. They don't have to know each other. And, there's a natural amalgamation there to make a connection. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you were, you took us on. You took us on good faith, really, because we were just coming out of a terrible time of 40 years of awful violence, and all you would have heard of Northern Ireland, perhaps even Newry, in that 40 years, was the story of conflict and killing.
Well, I know, and it's amazing how some people still, might remember something like that of Northern Ireland, but, whenever I've been over to Newry 11 times, and whenever I come home, I always say, the beauty of Northern Ireland, to me, it's such a natural beauty, and I know that the Troubles were a horrible thing, but at the same time, you didn't become tchotchke, like tourist little same tchotchke sold in every corner, that there's a very genuine feeling about culture of the people in the place that I just find exquisite.
No,
but also the whole curtain, the possibilities, coming out of the Troubles, and just the possibilities of opening up your world to others. It's just, there's nowhere to go but up, 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 and, continue this growth spurt because that I've brought to Newry and to Northern Ireland.
Well,
we love it.
We would have a feeling that you are very much helping us walk along a little bit further, walk along the road to peace. We have an ending of violence here, but we don't yet have peace. People are still a little bit in conflict. But with this kind of exchange, horizons are constantly being broadened. Do you sense that you have that kind of role to play with us?
Well, I hope so in some small way, but it gets back to the kids. To me, if there's conflict, young people, they inherit that conflict from their elders. But if children can have an experience like this youth music exchange program where they're not involved in conflict or they're not seeing it, just because of religion, race, or whatever. All they're connecting with the music, then they're connecting with the person, and then they're respecting the person. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a wonderful thing. Not to mention, the most important thing is the talent of these young people. I think that kids are overlooked as they're brilliant, and they will rise to the occasion, and it's just wonderful. Wonderful.
Remind me, Denise, of the first moment that the idea that was from your little head, that idea, the first moment that you took a physical step to make the contact with Newry. Why was it Newry? How did you know about Newry? How did it grow?
Okay, now I'll try to make the long story short. Back in 2006, I traded jobs, homes, and cars with Jasper McKennedy from what was the Newry Institute. Okay, so he came here and taught my students, lived in my house, and I did the same. And during that, I launched a project called How Many Postcards Can Cross the Atlantic? And 1,475 postcards crossed the Atlantic between our two communities. And then I did I matched up Professor Pen Pals, and then I did an art installation from it. In the meantime, I met Michael Carr because they had been spending a couple years looking for an international sister city in America, but we weren't on the list. But because Francis Carity, who I love and adore, took me to a town council meeting, and they turned to me and said, well, tell us about where you live. And I'm like, deer in headlights. And I just spoke from the heart about where I live. They came over one July when it was hotter than the gates of hell. And I thought, they'll never pick us.
Yeah.
And but anyway, so then they ended up thinking, we're going to team up with Southern Pines because they had some much bigger cities that were on the list, and I have to say Michael Carr was very persistent, and as the head of the Sister City Committee over there, he's my counterpart, and as luck would have it, one year, the next time Michael came, he brought Jack Murphy and Francis, and that was wonderful. We built more relationships.
Well, Jack, I have to say, would have smelt the golf course.
Oh, yeah, Jack is wonderful, and he's come over with the Burns and his wife, and I do this golf tournament every year that raises money so we pay the way of our kids when they come for the music program. And it's called the Pine Cone Open, and everybody has to tee off a pine cone. And Jack and Pat and Gabriel, Kate Byrne, they've been over twice. And then last year, Michael Carr brought 20 golfers over.
Wow.
And we made a trophy, that we hope to be bringing back and forth across the Atlantic. So we have a lot of really good things going on.
First it was postcards, now it's postcards and people and trophies.
That's right, yeah. And who knows, pretty soon it might be beer. That.
What is the local libation there? Is it Jack Daniels or something like that?
Oh, honey, the big thing here now is the microbreweries, and we have a new microbrewery, the Southern Pines Brewing Company.
Wow.
It's just opened, and they are fabulous, and we're having a big party the last night. Your group is here, and they're donating beer, and it's all made local. And, probably like in Newry, there's a big trend to shop local,
Yes.
keep it local,
Yes.
support the independent businessman.
Yeah.
And we're all trying really hard to do that.
Well, people...
And then Friday night...
Yes, go.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was going to say Friday night when your group gets in here, they're all coming to my house for dinner.
You must have a big house, ma'am.
No, I've got a big porch where I can seat a lot of people. So
sounds good. It sounds good. The nature of these visits, it's very welcoming as far as we're concerned here. And obviously listening to you there, the warmth and the colour and the excitement and the beauty of what you're describing, people listening in this part of the world may say, I want to book a flight soon. Where do they go? They go Dublin to... and then on to...
Well, there's a direct flight that goes Dublin to Charlotte that's really nice.
Charlotte.
It's seasonal.
We'll spell it for them.
Yeah, Charlotte.
C-H.
But they only do the direct flight from May to October.
May to October.
But really, Raleigh is a much closer airport, so I suggest Belfast, Newark, Raleigh.
Belfast, Newark.
Newark.
Raleigh.
But I think that people need to get in touch with Michael Carr and Francis and Connor McGreevy, all who have been involved, and
they'll
see
have
how
the fine. They'll have all the fine tuning for it.
Right, but they can help. I think people in your community need to be more involved in sister cities and see the good things that are coming from it.
There's something I can maybe offer now informally to you, and we can take it further as the time goes by. We have a Canadian artist with us at the moment, Licia Troughton. She has created a linen memorial, and the linen memorial has been woven by the people, the women of the world, with all of the names of all religions and no religion who died throughout the time of our troubles. So here they all are together, hanging together in this wonderfully beautiful white linen wall of kind of sort of small handkerchiefs woven into it by the women of the world. Now, this is going on the tour at the moment of Catholic and Protestant churches all over Ireland. It's a very emotional experience. People are very in tune with it. It just strikes me, and I say it in passing, she's based in Newry here at the moment. Wouldn't it be lovely at some stage, perhaps next year, to bring it as an outreach from Northern Ireland to Southern Pines?
Oh, it'd be wonderful, and we'll find a wonderful place for it to be viewed.
I think we could be talking something here, and we'll take this a stage further later, and it's very, very good to have this contact. Listen, Denise, you've been very good. The gods of the lines have been very good to us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Rowan, I go to Destination Newry all the time, and I'm hot on your dusty trail to see what you're up to.
Wow, I love you being hot on my dusty trail, baby. That sounds good to me. That sounds a real John Wayne one. You got the coffee right there.
The coffee, but you got to do me one favor, Rowan.
Yes, my love.
You have got to watch Jack Murphy walk across those hot coals and give me a full report.
Well, what we could do, yes, I will do that. We could actually get some images for you as well.
And I think Gemma Murphy, Jack's daughter, is going to do it too.
Yeah, indeed. It's going to be good. Listen, thank you for talking with us. And yeah, that's great. Thank you very, very, very much indeed. Wonderful, wonderful.
It's a pleasure, Rowan. You take care now.
You take good care of yourself. Take care. All the best,
All right.
Denise. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.